Hello traders, welcome back to the channel. Your trading is made easy with a level of clarity. Before we start, I want to say congratulations to people that utilize these points of interest that we gave out on Sunday during our top analysis. I believe if you are taking this trade, you must have closed it in a very big profit. And also, if you have been following some of the things we have been teaching here, despite on Wednesday, I couldn't give top analysis. You must have caught this trade. Why? Because the market came, used all these internal structure as liquidity. Remember, whenever the market is moving to the downside and you see it creating choppy moves like this, later it will come up to take out all these internal structures, coming to fair value gap order block before dropping further. You can go through my previous videos. You will understand this pattern very well. It always plays in the market. Now, we can see that order block there, right? And you discover that after taking all these inducements or in this structure, definitely markets should react from that place. So that's why I say that whatever we are teaching here, try to be implementing everything and be improving everything that we are teaching here. This should be more than 300 pips. So congratulations to people that might have taken this trade on Friday. And today is Sunday again. Sunday we give top analysis and give bias on what to expect in the market. And today we are going to be adding BTC, DSY, NASDAQ, and gold on our analysis today. So stay with us to the end of this video because at the end of this video, you will maximize your chance of winning in the Forex trade. Let's proceed. Today we are starting with USDJPY. If you had gone through my previous video on Sunday, I explained all the reasons why it is very, very abnormal for USDJPY to be selling and at the same time GBP is selling because last 2 weeks before our analysis on Sunday, we discovered that USDJPY was selling, right? And GBP happens to be selling at the same time. It happened here. It happened to be selling at the same time as you can see. 14th January, Wednesday, it was selling. When we come to USDJPY, we see 14th January, it was selling. So this happened to be abnormal behavior. GBP cannot be selling and USDJPY is selling at the same time. This is one of the reasons I always say that psychological analysis comes ahead of technical in the market because that helped us to avoid some unnecessary losses, which I mentioned in my last previous upload, that we should be careful in the market because the market is giving a very big abnormal behavior. So, but right now, the market behavior has normalized. That's why we are including some pairs in our top analysis because USDJPY is selling now, while GBP is now what? Buying. And from our DSY is giving us what we need to see because DSY is now selling. Remember, DSY simply means dollar index. This is what shows us the strength of dollar and it shows us when dollar is strong and when dollar is weak. So everything is now aligning how it should, unlike what we saw last week. So currently, we are now going to start doing our top down analysis with USDJPY. Without wasting time, let's proceed. Now we are going to start from monthly time frame. We can see that the market is actually reacting from a very strong area of resistance. As you can see, we saw the market reacting at this particular zone. And whenever market comes to a resistance on monthly, definitely the market is going to react heavily. And also, if you have been on this channel for some time, I have explained this. Whenever you have this kind of bullish or bearish candle printed 1, 2, 3, 4, definitely the fifth one you will be seeing a sell candle or opposite color of candle or 1, 2, 3. Then the from fourth one, start expecting that opposite color of candle. As you can see, we had that price action here, 1, 2, 3, 4. We now saw opposite candle. 1, 2, 3, we saw opposite candle. 1, 2, 3, 4, we saw opposite candle. 1, 2, 3, opposite candle. And when we move further, you will discover 1, 2, 3, opposite candle, 1, 2, 3, opposite candle. So this has been the behavior of USDJPY psychologically. So when we saw these things, I explained all the reasons why we should be expecting more sell on USDJPY so that it will give us that psychological completion of psychological analysis that I spoke about. And currently, that is what USDJPY is doing. Now, the month is remaining just 5 trading days for it to come to an end, and definitely we are expecting this market to close bearish, this month to close bearish. Then from next month, we could be experiencing a pullback before a further drop to the downside. Remember, we have a very good fair value gap that needs to be covered, which I covered in my previous video. I recommend you go through my previous video because through it you will learn a lot. And this fair value gap we are seeing is now tallying with what we can call previous resistance, likely going to be turned to support on monthly. So we could be experiencing a heavy sell on USD JPY next month to clear this liquidity that we are already seeing on monthly time frame. Just in a moment, we are going to go to lower time frame to discover these liquidities that we are talking about. Now, since we have all these things lining up, and when you move further, you will discover that that zone served as resistance and also resistance and resistance now broken is likely going to turn towards to support. So we should be expecting the price to attract this move to this particular psychological level. So when we drop down to weekly, we can see that the market is actually selling heavily. And whenever we have price action like this, let's delete this. Whenever we have price action like this, we should expect further drop to the downside to give us that completion of bullish and bearish candlestick patterns, which we should be expecting because we have 1, 2, and we should be expecting the third candle to close bearish. So because of the kind of price action we are seeing here, and remember, we now have a very good fair value gap here, right? That the market could come to feel a little before dropping further to the downside. And also, when we look at it, we could observe that this place has been serving as support level. Now that it has been broken, as you can see, a couple of candles rejecting this particular place. Now it has broken, definitely it has to turn towards resistance to drop further to the downside to complete the fair value gap we saw on monthly time frame. So having all this in mind, let's drop down to daily. Now remember, this is top-down analysis, and definitely we have to cover some of these things so that you know what is actually happening in the market. Now, in this situation right now, we can see that we have so many liquidities just above here. And remember now we have this M formation, right? We have this M pattern formation. And whenever we have M pattern formation, right, like this, what do you expect? We expect the market to come to and complete this M pattern formation, coming to the neckline before further drop to the downside. And this is now giving us more room why we should be expecting the third candle to close before we start seeing that bullish price action. So having all this in mind, what are we expecting in the market? Since this from monthly, we have actually seen what is happening. Now we are now going to concentrate on the kind of price action we are seeing at this particular place to now decide the next move of the market. Now, when we come to this, we can now say that in this move, remember, we are expecting a further drop to complete this weekly bearish pattern, which we could see only these two, weak and rejection, because we are seeing that rejection that the market is here to come and test. So we could be seeing that rejection to the upside to come and complete that M pattern. So when we go drop to daily, we can discover that on daily, we don't have any fair value gap, and USDJPY doesn't leave fair value gap behind. As you can see, we have all the fair value gap filled except this, and this is corresponding with what the gap we are seeing on monthly time frame that the market is going to likely complete. So having that in mind, let's proceed. So we are not expecting market to come to this particular place this trading week. We're expecting this to happen during next month. So right now we are now going to eradicate this particular place and focus on this particular place, because here is only place we can see that order block. And this order block is corresponding with some weak rejections, mark price rejections that we are seeing on weekly time frame, which we could be experiencing this trading week, which is going to help the market to what complete this M pattern that I just showed you people just few minutes ago. That we could be seeing some ranging market here before that move, which could give us that confluence of closing bearish with a just small body candle. So right now, since we have all this in mind, remember, whenever we have order block with fair value gap, it makes it very strong. And when we look at this, we can see that we have this order block with a very good fair value gap, which is we could be seeing that market reacting heavily at that particular place, considering what we are seeing on higher time frame. Look at that fair value gap. So right now, I will be looking for some opportunities here. And I'm considering the kind of price action we are seeing here. We could be seeing this order block taken out, but we should be expecting completion of this M pattern formation before further drop to the downside. Because remember, we now have a very good fair value gap that needs to be covered before we start seeing more price action to the downside. So when we move over to 4 hours, we can say that here we have this order block here, right? Now, when we have this order block, then what are we seeing at the left side? We could see this liquidity that piled up at this particular place. And definitely, market has taken out some of them, and I'm likely gonna see the markets taking out this particular liquidity we are seeing at this particular place. And now remember, if this is your first time of being in this channel, whenever you see the market moving to the upside, right, creating lows that didn't sweep liquidity before creating a break of structure, whenever the market is ready for deep retracement or reversal, it's gonna take out all this internal structure, internal structure coming to fair value gap or order block before continuation to the upside. And that is exactly what the market is trying to do. So in this situation, what are we going to do? Remember, as I always tell my students, trading is reactive and not predictive. So right now, we are going to be looking for a particular position at this particular place, because this is a very good order block with a fair value gap. Despite the market is giving us something like double bottom at this particular place, which always attracts the price of the market. We should be careful at this particular place. But I am taking this to be my point of interest. Why? Because of what? This low swept this internal liquidity. We are seeing this particular place before this break, before the break of structure that we are seeing at this particular place. Whenever we see the market go below this, then we could be seeing further drop to the downside. But for now, because of what we are seeing, yeah, I'm going to be likely waiting for that change of character or change of trend or confirmation to take the market to the upside at this particular place. Remember, trading is reactive and not predictive. Always wait for confirmation before making any entry. So I'm going to be waiting. Remember, 3 to 1 is risk reward is okay in the market. Don't be greedy in the market. And if you see further move to the upside, you can be targeting this neckline of this particular price action. And coming to that, we can also see that very good fair value gap here. So please don't move your 3 to 1 risk reward is very, very ideal in the markets, which is gonna come here, so that winning trade cannot turn, will not let that turn to losing trade. So on USDJPY, this is what I am expecting. And if the market continue moving to the downside, I will not be saying that you should continue looking for sell opportunity, because we also have a very strong low here, right? A low that swept liquidity. So definitely the market is likely going to react at this particular place. And when the market close below this particular place, the peep from here to here is just very small for you to risk a position to take the market to the downside. So if the market continue moving to the downside, you just have to wait and look for that pullback before further entry to the downside. So on USDJPY, this is what I am looking at. Secondly, we have a very good setup on, let's talk about NASDAQ, right? Now, on NASDAQ, NAS100, the market has actually been respecting our analysis. By the way, if you have not subscribed, subscribe, turn on the notification button, like, share, and comment, because all this helps us to create more quality educational videos like this. So without wasting time, let's proceed. Now, when we look at what we are seeing right now, let's start from daily. We can see that the market is actually moving in a bullish direction. And whenever the market is moving to the bullish direction, what do? You expect to look for more positions to the upside. Sorry, let's look at what we have on monthly. Okay. Definitely this candle has to close bullish this month, because we already have this structure being tested, right? Remember, this happened to be a fair value gap that has been covered with all this week, and we are seeing these rejections here, and definitely this market is gonna continue moving to the upside. So let's look at what we have on weekly. On weekly, we are seeing a very powerful bullish price action. As you can see, we can see that resistance turn to support now. The market is testing it very, very seriously. So it could be seeing more continuation to the downside, but because of this week, we are seeing at this particular place, we could see more rejection to the downside to create a wick inside this previous weekly candle before continuation to the upside, because as you can see, all the candles printed on NAS100 has a wick. So definitely we could be seeing that pullback before continuation to the upside. This is psychological aspect of it. So let's go to daily and face the technical aspect of it. Now, when we look at what we have here right now, we can see that the market is currently reacting from this daily order block. We are seeing the market is heavily reacting that. Now, psychologically, we can see that we have that completion of 1, 2, 3 bullish candle, and we have remaining 5 trading days in the week um, for the month to come to an end. So we could be seeing this fair value gap filled before seeing a very mighty big bullish candle closing above here in the remaining 2 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we could see the liquidity sweep. Then Thursday, Friday, we see a very thunderous move to the upside. But this is psychology. Remember, trading is reactive and not predictive. So right now, what are we expecting? So first of all, let me congratulate people that took this trade. I think that was on Sunday. We shared this setup, and definitely the markets played out on Tuesday or so. And was it here? Okay, I can't remember where but this was the trade that I took on Friday, but that's by the way. So let's clear everything. Let's go back to our daily and identify this fair value gap. And this is the fair value gap that we have. I'm not expecting the market to come to this big daily order block before continuation to the upside. I'm just expecting this fair value gap to be closed. Remember, psychologically, we have 1, 2, 3 candles already. Whenever we have this, definitely we should be expecting opposite candle to appear. Something like this, 1, 2, 3, 4 opposite appeared. And when we look at this 1, 2, 3, 4, then until it kept reacting until we saw that pull back. So that has always been behavior of the market. And when you look at this 1, 2, 3, opposite what appeared. So right now, let's go to 4 hours. And when we come to 4 hours, we can see that fair value gap. And 4 hours, we have this long wick covering the fair value gap that we are seeing on daily. But we should still have that place in mind. And when we look at this, we can see how this market has given us this arc price action of liquidity, as you can see. So all these things, all these lows you are seeing right now, the markets could use it as what a liquidity, because have a very strong liquidity resting above. The market could decide to take everything out before more continuation to the upside. So saying this, let's move down to 1 hour. Now on 1 hour, we now have more confluence. Remember, this happened to be the fair value gap that we saw on daily that needed to be closed. And it is now giving us a resistance and previous support, resistance, likely gonna turn to support. And when we look at what we have there, we can see that fair value gap we are having that particular place, giving more confluence why the price of the market could come to take them out, creating from this what other block. But when we look down, we can see this low, and the thing there now is all these lows did not sweep any liquidity before creating higher highs and higher lows, except this particular low. And this low did not give us that major inducement sweep that I can consider to be a very valid sweep, right? So in this situation, we are going to be taking this place to be our point of interest. Why? Because this low swept liquidity, and it is from this low that we had this change of character. Sorry, let's take this here. This change of character happened here. This is where we saw this low trigger this change of character. So we could be seeing the market drop to this particular place. But for me, this is going to be my first point of interest on NAS100. My stop loss just below this low. Then remember, don't be greedy in the market. Your TP, 1:2 risk reward is okay, which is coming to this particular place. Then I can be looking for another point of interest. Now, when you look at it, this low, let's go to 15 minutes. This low that swept liquidity right now, as you can see that powerful liquidity, this low did not sweep any liquidity and created a new break of structure, internal break of structure, right? And market came back, taking it out, coming to this low, right? Reacting there before giving us a valid break of structure. As you can see, this happens to be internal break of let's identify break of structure. This happens to be internal break of structure, but in general, I consider it to be fake break of structure. So this low could be holding the price of the market to continue moving to the upside. Considering on 1 hour, we have a very good valid order block there. So how are we going to approach this? Remember, trading is reactive and not predictive. I'm going to be waiting for that price action, that change of character and trend before I start taking it to the upside. Now, remember, if this is your first time of being with us, I've always talked about whenever you have a week, right, closer to your order block, you treat all of them as one. So I'm going to be treating all as one. So in this situation, let me quickly go to 30 minutes. Let me see if I can refine the order better. Let's see, 15 minutes. Okay, we are going to leave this as order flow and also order block on 1 hour. And when you look at the price action we are having now, this market is coming to that zone correctively, right? Not impulsively, rather correctively. So we could be seeing that change of character at this particular place. So once we see that change of character, we can be taking that particular trade. But on this NAS100, this is going to be my second point of interest. Please, this stop loss is very huge, so wait for that change of character on lower time frame before taking this trade so that you have a very good risk reward. Let's see 30 minutes. Maybe we can even refine it further, right, by bringing this to this last order block. So please don't trade blindly. Wait for good change of character. Yes, this is a very good setup, and the stop loss is more better in that situation. So you can be taking that setup. So on NAS100, this is what I am looking for. Remember, trading is reactive and not predictive. So this is my first setup and this is my second setup. Then, but if the market comes inside this fair value gap, please be looking for change of character. But if you don't see it, then wait for the market to take out all this liquidity, the last liquidity left, before you start looking for that opportunity to the upside. And um let's talk about, I think I have a very good order on gold, but before we come to gold, let's talk about DSY. Now, remember what I said earlier. DSY is what gives us the real price action of what dollar is going to be doing. And what we can see right now is DSY is still dropping very massively, and we have had that 1 2 3 1 2 candle. So definitely we could be seeing the three, which is going to complete the taking out of the last liquidity left. Let's go to 4 hours, which is going to give us that completion of the last liquidity left there, the last internal structure left before coming to this other block, to this low that swept all this liquidity. So in that situation, right, I'll be approaching USD pairs strategically. And when you look at this low, you can see that very good fair value gap resting above it. So we could see the market coming inside this particular place. We are likely gonna see it, right? Because this low swept the liquidity, and it was this low that caused this break of structure above here. Remember, I spoke about DSY and USD pairs when the market was here, explaining all the reasons why we should be seeing this pull back to the downside. Why? Because whenever we see a very break of structure after liquidity sweep, always expect that deep retracement before continuation to the upside. And that was exactly what I explained. You can go through my previous video because it will help you and you will learn a lot. So without wasting time, let's proceed. So in this situation right now, this is my strong low. Once DSY goes below this, then I will know that so many things are going to likely happen in the market, and I will be looking for more further price action to the downside. But currently, the market gave us that break of structure. Remember, okay, let's quickly remove everything and break this down properly. Now, we had this break of structure to the downside. Remember, what gave us that break of structure? It happened to be this high, right? Now, this high, the market came back, took out this high as what? A liquidity. Now, this happened to be a liquidity sweep, and this happened to be the high that took out that liquidity sweep. What are we not expecting? We don't expect market to go above this and close above it, because any closure above this is going to be what? Change of character. So let's identify this as strong high first. So what do we expect? This low was the last low that created this break, and this low did not sweep any liquidity. Market now came back, giving us this break off structure to the downside. Some of this candle closed on 4 hours, which we are going to see in a bit. So this low triggered this move to the upside that broke this strong high. And what do we expect since we have seen this, right? We expect the market to take out all these internal structures before we start seeing a very good continuation to the upside. And that is exactly what USD is trying to do very seriously. When we get to 4 hours, we can now see that this candle closed above it. As you can see, let's zoom properly so that you see. As you can see, it closed above it. Let's identify, let's see the low, the high of that. Okay, let's even adjust. As you can see, the market closed above it on 4 hours. So we could be seeing that bullish price action set in. So in that situation, we are expecting the market to take out all the internal structures created before this break to the upside. Now, this is no longer a strong high, rather a change of character. So once a change of character happens, the markets tend to take out all the internal structures coming to other block, and that other on that fair value gap, we can see it here. Now, this is not order block, but in this situation, we can use it as a zone or point of interest. So I'm expecting USD DSY to come here and range for some days before we start seeing that bullish movement to the upside. And that is why I'm expecting USDJPY to drop further, right? Because of what our DSY is already showing us that it's gonna drop further before we start seeing that bullish price action. So we expect USDY to do same before moving to the upside, because USD is against trading against JPY. So USD is expected to be weak. So definitely we are going to be seeing that drop further, because whenever DSY is moving to the downside, selling, all USD pairs tend to be weak, just like we can see here since Monday, 19 January, DSY has been selling. And when we get to GBP USD, you can see since Monday it has been buying. And when we go to Euro USD, we can see since Monday it has been buying. And when we go to USD CHF, we can see that it has been what selling heavily. This is one of the trades we caught. So now these are some of the things associated with DSY whenever that it is selling against USD. Or sorry, the time it's selling, definitely all USD pairs are going to be weak. So having said all this, so we're expecting a further drop. So we should know that this is really going to play out. Despite we don't have a clear setup on USD, on GBP USD, because this USD is showing no sign of selling, and GBP USD has already gone to the upside so much, and leaving so many fair value gaps. So this is not giving us a very good setup, but if you have a very good setup and confirmation, you can continue taking it to the upside after some liquidity sweep. But that's just your own decision. So on DSY, this is what we're expecting to happen. On USDJPY, this is what we are expecting. On NAS100, this is what we are expecting to happen. And on gold, okay, before we come to gold, let's look at BTC. Now on BTC, what do we have? Okay, on BTC, okay, let's delete everything here. On BTC, we can, okay, let's start from weekly or monthly. Let's monthly. Okay, on BTC, we can see a market that is still creating series of higher highs and higher lows. After the market broke to the upside, market came back and tested this particular zone and continued moving to the upside. And the market had already tested this particular resistance turn to support. And guess what? This low did not sweep any liquidity, right? Now, this is a very big concern to us because this low did not sweep any liquidity, but the market is giving us a different price action on lower time frame, but we are going to see what we are going to do over there. So what we are seeing on monthly is a market that is still creating higher highs and higher lows. So far, the market is still above this low. The market is still on bullish movement. So we should have that in mind. So this is currently the strong low. So when we get to weekly time frame, we can see that this market is still creating higher highs and higher lows. After the market created this high, right, breaking to the upside, giving us that break of structure to the upside, what did the market do? The market decided to come and give us a low And that low is usually used as a liquidity, like all of us know. This low did not sweep any liquidity, rather it closed just fair value gap before creating this break of structure. And in our term, this happened to be a fake break of structure. Now, since we have this fake break of structure, what do you expect? You expect the market to come and take this place as a liquidity, and that's exactly what the market has done, coming to this weekly order block and reacting heavily at that particular place. So so far the market is still here. We could be seeing different price action, but remember, on weekly, BTC has already taken this particular liquidity, but on monthly, this place is likely looking like liquidity. So how do we approach this? Now remember, the market had already given us this big M pattern on BTC. After end pattern, what do you expect? You expect the market to come to neckline before further drop to the downside or continuation to the upside. So since we have this in mind, what are we expecting? We are going to be looking for price action to the upside to go and complete this M pattern neckline, because the neckline is what is going to give us that resistance turn to support. So when we move to daily time frame, let's delete this. We can see the price action that the market is giving to us, and we can see that this high did not sweep any liquidity. The last high that swept liquidity happens to be this particular what high, and this is our very strong high that the market is going to come to test once again. And when we look at that high, we can see a very good fair value gap above there. You can see this fair value gap here. We can also see this fair value gap just at this particular place. So we could be seeing that market's common price of the market coming to this particular place. As you can see, this high swept this internal liquidity. So this is the strong high that we have, right? This is a very strong high that we have. So since we have this, we could see the market coming to this particular place to come and fill this what price action and M pattern to the neckline. So when we look at it, remember we still have a open price here. That is why you have to look for a very strong confirmation before taking this market to the upside. Just like we know, trading is reactive and not predictive. So in situation like this, how do we approach it? Currently, we can see that the range of our markets, we can take this place to be our strong low for now, and take this place to be what our high. So our trending range is inside this particular place. So let's extend it to this particular place. As you can see, this market reacted from after filling this fair value gap here, it reacted heavily. So in this situation right now, let's break down what the kind of price action we are having at this particular place. This looks like sweep of liquidity, but we are not seeing any points of interest on daily time frame. Okay, just a minute. Okay, we can see that point of interest here. Okay, because it has fair value gap. Wow, okay. Now that we are seeing this, let's go to 4 hours. Now let's see the kind of price action this is giving to us. Then in my previous video, if you still remember, I explained all the reason why we can take this to be our strong high. Look at it here, our strong high, explaining all the reasons why we should be expecting more bullish price action to the upside if market goes and close above this high. And currently, market has done that. Why? When we look at this, we can see that this happened to be a high that created this break of structure to the downside. And the market came back, right, swept this equal top as a liquidity, taking all the liquidity before giving us what? Break of structure to the downside, all these break of structures that we can see here. Now giving us all this move to the downside after taking out the first one. Now, which low took out this internal liquidity? Yes, internal liquidity. It happened to be this particular low. So what we don't want to see right now is markets coming inside or going below this particular low. Now, in that situation right now, the market had already what? Given us low that broke this particular structure to the upside, giving us this change of character. So let's mark this as our liquidity sweep and also take this to be our our strong low, internal strong low. So what we don't want to see is market going below this. And after change of character, what do you expect? You expect the last low that was created before break of structure to be taken, or the first low created after bullish break of structure to be taken. And what we can see is that after this change of character, the market gave us this low, and that low did not sweep any liquidity. That low now created this fake break of structure, which we can identify like this. What do you expect? You expect market to come and take it before more continuation to the upside. Let's delete this. We use this to cut a particular trade. We expect a very strong bullish reaction after the market must have come to this particular low, but the kind of price action we are seeing here, we are expecting the market to drop further to the downside. At least to come and take out all this internal structure, because this is a very huge liquidity resting below here. So we could see the market coming to take out all this liquidity, coming to this low, right, with fair value gap before we start seeing that bullish price action. So on BTC USD, I will be looking for that bullish price action here. Remember, trading is reactive and not predictive. You have to look for entry at this particular level and look for that 1:3 risk reward, which is going to come at this particular place. This is my first entry. But if you see a very good entry just above here, because here right now we still have a very good trading range on lower time frame here. This is our low and this is our what? High. So let's move over to lower time frame to see the kind of price action we have at that particular place. So in this situation, we have a high, right? We have a high. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, let's go to 15 minutes, or let's say 13 minutes. Okay. This high created, just a minute. This high created this break of structure at this particular place, right? And the market came back and swept it with this particular high, giving us that this high as a very strong high, right? Before this high came back and broke this structure to the downside. What we don't want to see is, let's see, break of structure. This is a very good sweep of liquidity. Okay, let's use this as the major high that was swept. So we are going to be taking this as major sweep of liquidity here. So this happened to be our very strong high. Now that we don't want to see the market go above it, and this low now has pushed this market above this high, giving us this as what? As a change of character. So we could see the market continue moving up to this particular what? From this particular place. And we can see this market giving us these lows. Now remember, whenever you see a break of structure, change of character happens, what do you expect? You expect the market to come and take the last low created before that internally, and that is exactly what the market has done. The market has already taken this as internal structure and as an internal liquidity. So in that situation, and we have a very good fair value gap just at this particular place. So in this kind of price action, okay, the market is currently reacting on that particular place. Okay, in this situation, let's see 1 hour if you have a very good order block there. No order block. Let's see 15 minutes. Okay, we have a very good order block on 15 minutes there with a very good fair value gap. So in this situation, it has already tapped in here. So in that situation, I'll be looking for that change of trend or change of character here because this market is coming correctively. So in this particular place, I'll be looking for that, price action here. My stop loss just below this low. Then targeting, I'll be targeting my 1:3. Remember, don't be greedy in the market. 1:2 risk reward is very, very much okay in the markets. So let's see. My TP is going to be coming at this particular place. Then after that, I might be targeting these highs. Remember, trading is reactive and not predictive. Always wait for change of trend or change of character before taking your trade. So on BTC, this is what I will be expecting. And if the market starts moving to the downside, right, to go and take this internal structure as a liquidity, then that can only happen when this low is already taken out. Let's see that low. It can only happen when this low has been taken out, then we could expect more price action to the downside. But for now, the market has given us change of character here, and on higher time frame, it has given us more change of character. So we could be seeing that this on higher time frame, it has given us change of character. On lower time frame, it has given us change of character. So we could be seeing that price returning to the upside. So on BTC, these are the things that I am expecting. Then on gold, let's quickly do this. On gold, gold is strongly moving to the upside. By the way, if you have not subscribe, turn on the notification button, share, like, comment, because this helps us to create more educational quality video like this. Let's proceed. Now on gold has been moving to the upside. My last video, I explained all the reasons why we should be expecting gold to close bullishly. I think that was on weekly, yes. To complete this bullish pattern 1, 2, 3, and that's exactly what gold has done. Currently, gold is still moving to the upside, and we're expecting gold to close bullishly. So having said all this, I recommend you go through my previous video because I covered gold when it was here, right? Explaining all the reasons why we should be expecting more bullish price action when gold was here after taking out this internal structure. And gold has continued moving to the upside. And what we can see now, we have seen this bullish price action. Definitely, we should be expecting correction, but that correction is not coming this month. Rather, it's coming from next month and thereafter. And when we look at this right now, we can see that gold has left a fair value gap, immediate fair value gap at this particular place, and we're expecting gold to come and cover it before continuation to the upside. So having seen all this, let's now move down to lower time frame 4 hours. As we can see now on 4 hours, we have a very valid break of structure below the fair value gap. Let's identify it. And once we have a very, very good fair value gap with this kind of order block, definitely the price could be attracted to that particular zone. So first, I'll be expecting gold to come to this particular place. I'm not expecting it to come tomorrow or next, but maybe Thursday or so, we could be seeing that gold to come to this particular place. And if gold comes to this particular place, I'll be expecting this 1:3 risk reward before any other thing starts happening on gold. Now, secondly, let's now look at the kind of price action we are having here. Remember, we have a resistance that is likely going to turn to support because gold always tests structures whenever that it is broken from what the things you can see. So we could be seeing that gold coming to test this particular structure. And when we look at it, we can see this order just above here standing as a liquidity because this low did not sweep any liquidity. Now, psychologically, we can see that completion of three bullish candle. We could see 4 before seeing that bullish bearish price action. So when we move over to 1, okay, let's see. I just saw something. When we look at 4 hours, we can see that fair value gap here. So let's identify it before moving to 1 hour time frame. Now, when we come to 1 hour time frame, we can see what the price of the market is currently doing. As you can see, this place is also what a resistance turning to a support, right? So let's move to on 1 hour. We cannot see any other block of fair value gap, any valid order block of fair value gap, though gold could decide to use this invalid order block. But remember, trading is reactive and not predictive. So we are not going to be using it for now. So let's go to 30 minutes. Now let's go to 15 minutes. Okay, gold is not having any valid order block on any of the time frames, right? So in that situation, okay, it looks like I'm seeing a very good fair value gap. Okay, I can see this fair value gap now. And okay, let's go to 5 minutes. So we can see this order block here. So we could see gold reacting at this particular place. Immediately the market opens. And if you look at it, this is the only place that I'll be looking for that setup. You know, gold has been very bullish, so you just have to be very careful, right? You have to be very careful. Okay, this low swept liquidity on lower time frame, minor liquidity. So I could also be looking for opportunity here. But these zones, remember, gold has been behaving very, very abnormally. So we have to wait for change of trend at any given low. This low could stand this because it has taken this liquidity before this break of structure to the upside. So definitely this happened to be the last low created that didn't sweep liquidity. So we could be seeing the market taking out this. So if the market comes here, please wait for change of character. I could be taking this here. This stop loss supposed to come here. You don't put stop loss be inside the zone, but we could be looking for that scalp opportunity here. Just 1:3 risk reward at this particular place. Or if you don't want to scalp, then you can be waiting for a very good trade opportunities at this particular zone. This zone swept, this low swept, these liquidities on lower time frame. So we could be seeing a very strong reaction at that particular place. My taking this as to be my 3:1 risk reward. But if the market continue coming to the downside, then I will not be taking this place to trade. Rather, I'll be taking this particular zone. Let's go to 1 hour now. I'll be taking my trade at this particular what zone, right? Okay, just a minute. It looks like I'm seeing a very good price action at that particular zone. This is a wedge. Some people call it inside bar. It could be holding the price of the market if we decide to take out this as a liquidity. So these 3 points of interest that I'm giving on gold, just wait for change of character so that you can be able to what maximize these opportunities. So these are things that we have here on today's analysis. Remember on USDJPY, this is our setup. Let's go to 1 hour. This is what we are expecting, right? Because of what our DSY is giving to us, right? Then on NAS100, this is what we are expecting to happen. Let's go to 1 hour. This is what we're expecting. Then on BTC, this is what we are expecting, or it's already moving to the upside. Then on gold, this is what we are expecting. Then on Euro USD is ranging heavily on weekly. Let's go there. Despite we expecting this market to complete this three formation candle to close bullishly. On weekly, you can see that the market is ranging, right? So we could be seeing that reaction when the market comes to this high that swept this liquidity. So we could be seeing gold sell a little, corresponding with a buy after sell that we are seeing on USDJPY, but I'm not going to be giving any updates here until the price of Euro USD normalize, and the same on GBP USD. We are still expecting this month to close bullishly, so we could still be seeing more bullish price action. So you have to just be careful. It's from next month that I'll be giving top analysis here. If you have not subscribed, subscribe, like, share the power, share and comment. And if you're interested in being part of the student, my mentees, the link is in the description, in the comment section. You can reach out to us and book one-on-one section with us. And our mentorship program is ongoing, and next cohort is kicking off next month. You can also book your slots. I'm wishing all of us a profitable trading week ahead and also profitable trading year. Have a great day, guys.